It's been a while that I've seen you this far.
It's not really him.
Nothing really personal, just everything that you've gone through recently.
Hey, Tank, what is something?
What was the camp saying?
The online rivalry between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. is getting more intense with each passing day. Many fans were disinterested at first, but you trust boxers to be smart enough to catch the eye of the fans and bring them to anticipate fights they never cared about. Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach are doing just this, but there's an extra beef about these two fighters not many people know about.
Tank is bringing up a guy that's at 130 pounds. Do you feel like the weight is going to have anything to do with this fight?
Nah, I don't think so at all. Obviously, Tank isn't the biggest 135-pounder everybody.
It's the interstate beef that they carry into the fight, and that's exactly what's created another altercation between the pair of world champions. It's just over a week since the fight was announced, and there's so much animosity growing between the pair.
I told you, bro.
Tank, what's the beef with Eddie Hearn?
He got here late, bro. He got here late. He think he what's his name? He think he was some tough guys.
December is a bit far away, and we can only imagine how crazy the hatred will be when they carry all of these heated feelings into the boxing ring. A week ago, the duo got into an online spat on X's when Roach tried to troll the World Boxing Association lightweight champion and stated that the latter needed to spar with heavier boxers before their fight in December in order to have an edge over him. The 29-year-old received a stellar comeback from Tank, who stated that he would do his talking inside the ring. Things were quiet for a week before Lamont Roach once again decided to pull Davis's leg ahead of the NFL match between the Baltimore Ravens and Washington Commanders. But once again, the WBA super featherweight champion was shut down as the move backfired on him. The spat started when Roach responded to a Ravens fan who was making fun of the Washington Commanders.
Everybody fights is damn near bigger than him. I think the only person that was smaller than him was Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just in height and stature. He was, technically bigger than Tank too. But Tank is comfortable at.
However, while doing so, the fan also decided to bring in Gervonta Davis' fight against Lamont Roach to make his point. The tweet read, "We are whipping DC bum for the rest of the year. Ravens today, Tank in December," adding that Roach will be losing to Davis come December.
No, I don't see him bringing nothing different. I mean, he's not going to invent no new punches. Boxing is not like you become. The more you learn, then you become a ninja and all that.
Being from Washington, D.C., Roach did not take the comment kindly and shot back, "This stuff is different over here." As expected, Tank saw the response and decided to jump right in. The World Boxing Association lightweight champion retorted, "Yeah, you asking for it." The World Boxing Association super featherweight champion was stunned by the reply, as he was only able to muster up the emoji in reply. However, that wasn't the only hit Lamont Roach Jr. had to take. The Baltimore Ravens also managed to defeat Roach's Washington Commanders 30-23 in their Week 6 matchup on Sunday. The Ravens extended their winning streak to 4 games with a strong performance, particularly from their offense. Lamar Jackson led the charge with multiple big plays, while Derrick Henry had a standout day, rushing for 132 yards and scoring 2 touchdowns. The Ravens maintained control of the game, holding the ball for over 30 minutes and outgaining Washington significantly. This victory solidifies the Ravens as strong contenders to Kansas City in the AFC. As for the upcoming Davis versus Roach fight, when this fight was officially announced last month, fans were not so happy with it. Still, with the recent online spat between the two, the anticipation for the fight is gradually increasing. The tensions are rising between the duo. With a solid undercard, this fight might just be worth everyone's time, as Roach has promised to give Davis a run for his money. But this isn't even the first encounter between the pair. Following the announcement of the bout, Roach and Davis exchanged heated words on X, sparking a back and forth that even drew fans into the conversation. Baltimore's Davis, ranked ESPN's number 8 pound-for-pound boxer, has earned the privilege from the World Boxing Association to handpick opponents from the super featherweight division to defend his lightweight title, due to his dominance in the ring. Lamont Roach has been granted permission to move up in weight to challenge Davis for the title. To many boxing fans, this seems like another one of Tank's moves to select a weaker opponent to secure an easy win and preserve his perfect record. Lamont Roach, however, is on a 6-fight winning streak since his only career loss, a decision defeat to Jermall Charlo in 2019.
Bullshit. Every fighter throw the same punches, man. And nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new under the sun. I like it.
His most notable victory came last November when he narrowly defeated Hector Garcia by split decision to claim a world title. Roach could prove to be a formidable opponent, and not one Davis can easily walk over. The 29-year-old Roach took to X to tell Davis that he's not like the usual fighters Davis is accustomed to facing. "You must think I'm one of them regular niggas you fought or some. LOL, cut it out, Measy," expressed Lamont Roach. Gervonta Davis, also 29, wasted no time in responding. "I advise you not to talk so much. It can be bad for you." "You know that already though," Tank replied. While Roach has shown noticeable improvement, it's hard to envision him posing a serious threat to Davis. In his last fight, Davis dominated Frank Martin in June, using his speed and power to overwhelm him in the middle rounds before delivering a devastating knockout. As the anticipation builds for this December showdown, the pressure is on for both fighters. Gervonta Davis, known for his explosive power and undefeated record, aims to extend his dominance in the lightweight division. Meanwhile, Lamont Roach is determined to prove himself and will look to capitalize on this career-defining opportunity. There's a downside to all of these, however. Regardless of how much effort Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis put into this, boxing fans won't be persuaded easily, as the matchup was a disappointment no one saw coming. Fans were buzzing about the possibility of a 2024 showdown between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Vasyl Lomachenko, two of the biggest stars in boxing's lightweight division. A December title unification fight seemed within reach, promising to be one of the year's most anticipated events. However, negotiations fell apart when Lomachenko decided to take the remainder of the year off.
I like it. Do you think that Tank will bring something out of Roach that he hasn't shown in his career yet?
Time will tell.
Okay.
You know?
This collapse is part of a larger pattern where potential blockbuster fights, such as those with Shakur Stevenson, William Zapata, George Kambosos Jr., and Devin Haney, never progressed beyond initial social media hype. Speculation has been swirling around Davis, with some critics accusing him of avoiding top-tier opponents over the years. Others argue that the promoters might be to blame for these fights falling through. Adding to the controversy, Davis's next fight was recently announced, and fans aren't pleased. On December 14th, Davis will face WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr., who is moving up to the lightweight division to challenge him at Houston's Toyota Center.
I like the Roach family, man.
Yeah. So let's get into some other fights as well. Now, when we talk about, like, as far as punch and pound with Roach before,
the announcement sparked backlash, with fans calling it another underwhelming matchup. In the midst of the criticism, former Mayweather Promotions CEO Leonard Ellerbe stepped in to defend Davis. The online debate started after a fan shared a video featuring Lomachenko and his promoter Bob Arum discussing Davis. The fan questioned how Floyd Mayweather, with similar management, secured high-profile fights while Davis struggled.
Any attention? You know, I have a fun once in a while going on Twitter.
Oh, you get wild on Twitter sometimes, man.
Just I like to have fun back and forth with some of the fans. But when you're running a business at the high...
Ellerbe responded by explaining that the process of setting up major fights is much more complex than fans realize. He argued that social media often skews public perception, leading people to believe that Davis is avoiding serious competition. According to Ellerbe, scheduling conflicts and other factors often prevent fights from happening. He even claimed that some fighters call out Davis publicly despite being unavailable or unable to fight. More recently, Lomachenko's decision to rest is what derailed the 2024 fight. With rumors swirling about Lomachenko's potential retirement, fans are left wondering if they'll ever see this dream match materialize. If the rumors are true, the possibility of a Davis-Lomachenko fight may have vanished for good.
Highest level, you don't really have time to really think about people who've never ever done anything in boxing, much less talking about at the highest level. So you don't really kind of give it that.
Surprisingly, even Gervonta Davis has been supported by one of his biggest boxing enemies. Eddie Hearn, the promoter, is not perturbed by Gervonta Tank Davis's selection of Lamont Roach Jr., a super featherweight, as his opponent on December 14th. He believes the absence of the major names left Tank with no choice but to compete in December. Hearn claims that Tank, the World Boxing Association lightweight champion, had no choice but to avoid these fighters for various reasons. Ryan Garcia is suspended, Shakur Stevenson is injured, Isaac Pitbull Cruz was recently beaten, Devin Haney, overcome Vasily Lomachenko, made the decision to miss the rest of 2024. Tank Davis has the option to fight Eden De Los Santos, Andy Cruz, Keyshawn Davis, and Raymond Muratalla, but none of them are as well known as Lamont Roach.
Kind of energy where it consumes you. People are going to say what they want to say. They're entitled to their opinion, and it really doesn't matter. We're on to the next.
Given this fight,
there wouldn't be a spike in PPV purchases over Tank Davis's choice of Roach, even if he had chosen one of them, and casual boxers wouldn't know who they are. I think the online reaction is a little bit unfair. Everybody hates the fight, but Lamont Roach is a good fighter. The problem is, no one knows who he is. And with Tank's position in the sport, people want him in big fights, and it's not a big fight, said Eddie Hearn in media reports. The outcry has been sparked by more than just the fact that nobody knows who Roach is. The true problem lies with the die-hard boxing enthusiasts who are aware of Roach's background and are unwilling to watch Tank Davis take on him. Casuals won't likely give a damn because, except from Ryan Garcia, they don't know who any of Tank Davis's previous opponents were.
Announcement of the Gervonta Davis-Roach fight.
I think that, he's had a lot of criticism, but
Tank's promoters have regarded him like a valuable item that needs to be guarded, therefore they haven't made the extra effort to match him against fighters that fans are familiar with. His professional earnings have been curtailed, but it has kept him winning and chugging along. Had he faced well-known opposition during the previous 11 years, he would have amassed far more wealth. If you know your boxing, you know it's a good fight, but he is a super featherweight. He's much smaller than Tank. I don't think it's a bad fight, but it's gone down terribly because no one knows who Lamont Roach is. But what were the options for Tank, really? He doesn't want to fight Shakur, and Shakur got injured, added Hearn.
Not a bad fight, Lamont Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability. But he can fight. I don't think it's a huge fight, but not.
It shouldn't be a surprise that, when given an opportunity, O'Shaquie Foster went for the counterpunch. The target, junior lightweight title holder Lamont Roach Jr. Roach, who holds the WBA belt at 130 pounds, had been asked about the former WBC title holder last week in an interview with Najee Grampus of Cigar Talk. He said that Foster could come next after Roach's bout with the lightweight title holder Gervonta Tank Davis.
Get that opportunity and then maybe come back and unify with you.
Yeah, look, he got the Tank fight, so that's definitely a bigger fight, bigger payday than what me and him would have been. So I salute him for.
After I win, he can come up to 35 and I'll smoke him. I will smoke him. On my mother, I'm smoking him, Roach said. I'm really one of them. No fun, no disrespect to nobody I ever been in the ring with. Ask them, for real, or pull up, come to camp or something. Show me that I'm not. Grampus interviewed Foster this week and of course asked him about Roach's comments. This dude is tweaking. Bozo, Foster said. It's crazy because I've seen him say, I'm one of them guys. We never shared the ring because if we shared the ring, he wouldn't be talking like that, I promise you. If it was amateurs, sparring, wherever, anytime I would have met him in the ring, he wouldn't have been talking like that because anybody that's been in the ring with me, you don't hear them talk like that at all.
So, going for the biggest opportunity that he could. But that's one of the things I see. If I want the winner.
He talks so much. He better handle his business in December, Foster said. There's going to be a lot of backlash. You're doing all that big talk. Don't go up there and shit the bed, wet the bed. He does everything good, nothing great. For me, he's average, Foster added. See, the thing is why I don't really respect all that talking. You ain't fought nobody. You defended your title against some. Come on, man, we know. We stack up resumes against him or anybody else that's champions. It's no comparison. Roach's lone loss came against Jermall Charlo via unanimous decision in a 2019 title fight. He went on to win a world title in November 2023, topping Hector Garcia by split decision, and then defended the belt in June with an 8th-round technical knockout of Feargal McCrory. I respect Garcia. He was a champion. I don't ever disrespect no champion, Foster said.
You know, the winner, I gotta go handle my business first. We're gonna handle business November 2nd, but it's not just him. It's 2 fights I'm paying close attention to: the Oscar Valdez and Navarrete, and the Gervonta and
He was coming off that loss with Tank. Literally been like almost a year, right? It was about 10.5 months. Split decision, right? And it would have went to Hector if Roach didn't get that knockdown in the last round. And then he came out talking all rough after that, and it's like, bro, you gotta prove yourself still. Foster has his own business to take care of. The 31-year-old Texan won the vacant WBC world title in February 2023 with a unanimous decision over Ray Vargas, defended it with a sensational final seconds knockout of Eduardo Rocky Hernandez in October 2023, beat Abraham Nova via split decision in April, and then controversially lost it to Robson Conceição in July. Most observers feel that the Conceição result was a robbery. Foster is getting an immediate rematch. Conceição Foster 2 is scheduled for November 2nd at the Turning Stone Resort Casino in Verona, New York. The fight will air on ESPN+.
And Lamont. Either one of them, I would love it, because, I mean, I could sit up here and say, oh, he could have stayed here and fought me. But if I got the opportunity, I jumped and I'm going, you know what I mean, to fight Tank or somebody like that if the opportunity.
Tank and Roach will face each other on December 14th at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas for the World Boxing Association lightweight title. The World Boxing Association allowed Lamont Roach to move up a weight category to challenge for the lightweight title while also retaining his featherweight strap. This match has not excited the fans that much, as everyone thinks that it will be an easy victory for the 30-0 boxer.
Texting me, why, bro? Bro, he's this shit weird. We gotta make our own fights at this time. Al's sick.
But the undercard has piqued the interest of everyone, as it includes one high-profile return of a 2-weight world champion and a match of the year contender. The real eyes will be on the rematch between Stephen Fulton and Brandon Figueroa. Reports have also indicated that David Benavidez will face Jesse Hart on the same card as part of the co-main event. While the main event had very little hype amongst fans earlier, this online war has helped their case. This will be the biggest fight of Roach's career, and he has promised to deliver his best performance.
I'm with it. What's up? Let's get this fight going, like, what's popping?
Former World Boxing Council middleweight champion Jermall Charlo will make his return on this undercard and may face Thomas Lamanna in his attempt to rebuild his career. Jermall Charlo has had a weird relationship with boxing in the past few months. In November 2023, the future of boxing triumphantly returned to the boxing world after 29 months, defeating Jose Benavidez Jr. unanimously. But since then, he has talked about retirement and was involved in a drinking and driving episode that landed him in a heap of legal trouble. Fans were looking forward to a long run of the hitman in the ring, but he went on another extensive break. Charlo has only fought 3 times since 2020, and in his last fight, looked rusty and nowhere near his best. But the Texas resident is ready to make a comeback to the raging super middleweight division by the end of the year on an electric card. Charlo hinted on his social media that he will be making his comeback on the undercard of Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach on December 14th at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas.
Somebody else slip in and make the money. Like, yeah, dumbass. You gonna let somebody else slip in and make the money? Somebody call Boo Boo Andrade. What's the name? Boo Boo Andrade? Call Boo Boo. We want Boo Boo. Stop tweaking. Call him. Tell him on your.
It is a perfect opportunity for him to make his return to his hometown, but the Premier Boxing Champions still have not made any official statement regarding Charlo on the card. The last match of the 34-year-old boxer was at the catchweight of 163 pounds, with his middleweight title not on the line. Since then, there have been rumors of him shifting to the super middleweight, as it will provide him with several high-profile opponents like Caleb Plant, Jaime Munguia, and Edgar Berlanga. A win against any of them will put his career back on track and might even earn him that prize fight against Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, I gotta go over there, huh? Damn. You gotta get out. I'll do it. Let me go, bro. Let's fuck over. Y'all call Boo Boo real quick, man.
Charlo has been chasing after Alvarez for a while now. Coincidentally, the unified super middleweight champion fought against Charlo's twin brother, Jermall Charlo, in 2022. Moreover, even after a year of inactivity, the hitman would like an easy payday for his return and later face some big opponents. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.